on my phone when I look at my device. So we're going to go through old school Ryan, the ones that he still has up. We're going to go through what his supposed credentials are and all this stuff and who Ryan is, what he claimed to be, and what he is now. And we're going to go over and show all the interference that he has done in Summerwell's case to try to push an agenda and to get a big group together to try to go against Fred and myself. Over the last now almost 3 years, it's been 2.5 years since Ryan came to the community. And yesterday we talked a little bit about him because of Yennefer, who is one of his clan members, or cult members, I should say, who, and all these people who have kind of attached onto him to try to, I feel like, they have an agenda. They have an agenda, and that's why I have on the thumbnail Ryan's agenda and interference. Of course, this is all my opinion because a lot of this, is speculation and just me using my common sense, in my opinion. Like I talked about yesterday, and I thought that it was important to bring up again in this video because yesterday's title was about Yennefer, didn't have anything about Ryan, but the whole cult leader here is Ryan. And isn't it interesting when after that group goes down to Tennessee, who claim, one of the people claimed that they knew somebody, part of a documentary, like company or producer of a documentary, or part of it, knew somebody who had connections with the documentary. And guess what? Here comes Ryan soon after, and those very people who were talking about documentaries early on and having connections there somehow are just all right there with him. And I'm going to show you the documentary piece. Ryan has only been in he filmed for some kind of conspiracy theory type shit. I don't know. It was like almost 15 years ago. And this guy, I think he is like trying to do the same for Summer Wells. I think that is his intentions. We're going to look back at his old videos, what he claimed to be doing with his channel, and how it suddenly has switched many times. So, hey, Jessica. Let's see here. That one. So when Ryan started his channel, on Ryan's Instagram, at the very top here, I hate how StreamYard has, oh cool, it's working. StreamYard has changed things here. Ryan creates hiking videos on the Hikes for David channel on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. I don't follow Instagram models, so leave me alone. Yeah, Ryan, you can stop sending your little fucking people messaging me and Fred constantly too, thinking that we're gonna fall for it. You guys are such clowns. Such clowns. This guy thinks he can sit here and control a narrative on YouTube and threaten me to cease and desist while he just sits back and causes all kinds of chaos and talks so much shit about me and Fred nightly, hours on end. And I'm just supposed to sit back and take it and not defend myself. But yeah, that's not happening anymore. Not happening anymore. I've gave them like plenty of time to stop the bullshit. Um, so now it's my turn to expose these people one at a fucking time. Um, so yeah, Hikes for David channel on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. When you go to this link, let's copy this link and let's see here. Let's put it in the bar here and see where it goes. Where does it take us to? Oh, none other than Ryan Finds Truth YouTube channel. I thought it was Hikes for David. What happened to that? So the Hikes for David channel did not work out for him. I guess it didn't bring in enough money, notoriety. Ryan and Jen are a husband and wife team exploring the southeastern U.S. for missing children. Ryan is an independent journalist. He was featured on the History Channel and other TV shows, radios, and podcasts. What other TV shows were you on, Ryan? We would love to know. Inquiring minds want to know what other TV shows you were on. And what do you call podcasts? Your fucking like YouTube channel? What other TV shows were you on? Because I have found one time that you were on a documentary like 15 years ago, and it was replayed in something like maybe 5 years ago in another documentary, like one time, like you've recorded for these people. It wasn't two different recordings. It was just the same thing, and it was just repeated in another documentary. I'm going to show this here in a second, which is amazing. It's great. Congratulations. But why don't you admit that's what you're trying to do here in the Summer Wells case? You're trying to exploit her while trying to be on here acting like you're something you're not. Which with a big group of other people who claim that they take down their channels and everything like that because they claim they're doing the right good thing by Summer Wells, right? And they're claiming that they're going down to they go down to Tennessee, and the stuff that they found and recorded, it wasn't for content, right? It wasn't ever meant for any type of content or just YouTube content. What's the truth? What's the truth? So get your Cospit Tank M4C rugged smartwatch. Discount code $10 off. Ryan Finds Truth, his TikTok, PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Oh, now he's copyrighted his name, Ryan Finds Truth. We strike all channels that use our content without permission. Really? Well, what if you use our name and likeness for every single thing of your fucking content? Like, I feel like I should get a cut of this guy's fucking earnings. Like, I feel like me and Fred should. He talks about us like he lives his life. I mean, surrounding Fred. And we're going to go back to one of his earlier live streams, and we're going to listen to what he was saying at that time when he was a guest on. We don't even have to play his shit. I do have some of his stuff to show, but we go to his channel, guys, and look at what he's been covering. This last one, he's turned in. Okay, so Ryan goes from first of all, like a conspiracy theory debunker. He claims, we're going to show that too, to some working for Eastman and digital something, I don't know what, to he is also expert on Mormons. He was a hiking channel, now turned was a psychic channel. He went from like Hikes for David to not being about psychics at all, straight for hard facts. Then he went to his wife was a psychic, and then he went to like, now he whatever the hell he is doing. It's like throwing something at the wall to see what sticks. And he's learned that Fred's name and my name brings him fucking content to sit there and talk shit about. Dude, he has people in this, which I don't even know. I mean, it's so like the people he has freaking teamed up with are the most uncredible. Like the people here who have zero, like one person right here who claims to not to be like, look, it says justice for Summer Moon, right on their thumbnail, justice for Summer Moon. We have Nana for Life, who puts her nose in every fucking thing there is, like, to do with Summer Wells, completely running interference and butting her nose, even gets fired from her job because she can't fucking, she's looking up personal information on people surrounding Summer Wells. Then we got Fred's sister on the far left, who just got out of prison like a year before Summer went missing, was dunking down on Ben Hill Road so people would not see her. Like, very sketch as fuck. In my opinion, many of these people in this picture are suspects, if you ask me. Suspects when it comes to Summer Wells. That's my opinion. They call Fred a suspect, so I can call them a suspect. I feel like several of these people in this picture are suspects and have been running interference when it comes to Summer Wells and causing confusion and lies for some reason. I believe many of these people in this picture knew Ryan before he even came to YouTube. I don't even know these people, but they fucking sure as hell know me. I don't know the next two people to right there and who the hell those fucking people are. This second and third one here. The middle one's Nana for Life. There's Ryan's goofy ass. There's the woman that fucking I had a 2-year protective order who claims that she is calling out tragedy pimps and people who talk on Summer Wells, and doesn't do true crime, but just went to Ben Hill like a few months ago, and suddenly now is a cheerleader for Summer Wells, but yet it makes zero sense. And the last one, I don't know, is that Yennefer? I don't know. These people claim to hate me and Fred, but I don't even fucking know half of them. I don't even recognize them. That's pretty crazy that they're so obsessed with our lives that I don't even know who they are. Like, I would pass them on the street and not even recognize them. For one, these pictures are so highly doctored and don't look anything like these people. I mean, God, look at, I mean, anyways. Hey, Paula, Sassy, Mimi Jean, welcome everybody. So this is his new, now he's turned to a hate channel. He goes but yet at the beginning he claimed he hated bullying, he hated mean people, but yet that's all he does towards me and Fred every night of his life, constantly. Like, pathetic. This guy is pathetic. Okay, so here we go. Live that is centered about me and Fred, the first one. Because I was going live about Yennefer, and he just had to run interference and, act like he's competing with me. Like, I mean, this guy is a pansy. The next one over, what we learned from most recent interviews in Summer Wells' case, he's got 3 people there who are suspects. Well, 2 of the 3 who are very sus, in my opinion. Well, should we say 4? 2 out of the 4 right there. We got Glinda Head, Fred's sister, the Steve guy, who is Glinda Head's son, and then Ryan. Oh, these look like very credible people. And of course, guess what? It was all to discredit Fred. To try to make Fred look bad in some ways. And and it's funny, like anybody, he won't talk to anybody who could freaking give any like real info. It has to be, it's like biased. So he does a couple here, some Zachary Lowe, and of course he has to do Nancy Guthrie. Look, he doesn't get, look, he gets 557 views on this Zachary Lowe thing, and he was live for almost 2 hours. So no wonder he's going live about me and Fred every fucking night, because look how many views he gets when he does, compared to when he doesn't. Look right here, Bill Shipley. And of course, he talks about Fred the whole fucking time. He gets 1,000 views when he talks about this Zachary Lowe. He was at he was at the bond hearing, so maybe he did well there. Oh, look, then the woman that has been harassing me for years on end, we don't even need to go into details about her, but that's like his best buddy right here. Again, about me. Then right here, this needs to stop. Stop harassing the locals. Oh, like I'm the one harassing the locals? Ryan, you are a fucking freak, dude. I'm harassing the locals. Okay, no. To you, it's harassing if what is being said is not what if it doesn't fit your narrative. It just works for your content. So look, he gets 4.4 thousand views when he's talking about me. He interviews the sheriff, allegedly. This person ever show up? Roddy Miller. He was all about Roddy Miller, right? Him and Nana for life. Roddy Miller, Roddy Miller. Now it's like, oh, they want Scott Stewart, right? No, it doesn't turn the other way. It's portrait. I'm sorry. It doesn't go the other way. It stays like this. I wish it would go bigger. Like this is like, as I can try to zoom in a little bit more for you. Anyways, so here he goes, the Van Hill interview. Of course, a big part of it, he's focused on Fred. But yet this guy, Don Wells myths are recording, he tears down the summer well signs. Like, he's deleted a lot of his fucking videos here. Major breakthrough in the search for summer wells. Emails, psychics, and TBI searches. Of course, one about Fred here. There's a lot of videos missing. That's kind of weird. Where's all his videos his hate videos that he's been doing like constantly? So when he's not live here, then he's in hate chats. I can see it fine on my phone. I'm sorry, Laura, it's too small to see for you, but all it is showing his videos. It's not really that riveting. It's just showing his past recent lives. But in the more important stuff, I'll make sure you guys can see it a little bit better. So anyways, the point is he starts out, like I said, if we go back here, his whole Instagram set, he started out like it says here, Ryan creates hiking videos on Hikes for David channel on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. I'm looking at my phone and it looks completely fine. Of course, my phone screen is probably bigger than most, I guess. So yeah, he's a Hikes for David channel at first. Like he was focused on hiking for his brother who was disabled, supposedly. So okay, from here, what was? Oh yeah, I got it. We're gonna show. Here we go. And I've got these. There's a couple videos I want to show parts of. Which I'm only going to show clips because he's such a. I'm sure he'll try to. Dude, he is so freaking determined to try to ruin me. He's like, I logged. He's like, we need to play that on Bill Shipley's interview. How he's talking about how he wants to see me go down. Weirdo. So here's one of his videos. He has up on Instagram. Look, here he is, the muscle man. 3 years ago, he got 67 views. I guess this didn't work out for him. August 5th, 2022. In this video, I'll go over basic body weight exercises that are ideal for hikers, strengthening your core and your legs. Well, Ryan, I think you need to get back to these videos. You're putting on some LBs, I've noticed lately. I'm just saying. So you need to get back to these videos. In this video, it's much more productive than being in hate groups and bullying people night after night. Like this wouldn't even be anything I'd be doing right now if you would just stop. But you are purposely trying to cause interference when it comes to people's like. You don't just put stuff out as like your opinion. You're like getting a group together. Just like when I went live last night, you couldn't handle me by yourself. You couldn't even handle me and you and Yennefer together. Like I would understand that because I guess Yennefer doesn't have a channel. If you guys went, no, you had to get a whole fucking group to try to intimidate me. That's what you've been doing, and you've been doing it for years now. So he goes over, these are ideal for hikers, strengthen your core and your legs. These include how to use a picnic table to do planks, push-ups, back bends, as well as a couple of squat variations. These exercises will keep your body well conditioned for any hike you're planning to head out on. So so we got the incline. Here we go, the incline.
First is the incline push-up. This strengthens your lower chest.
I mean, hey, I actually don't. I have a problem with this content because I think it's much more productive than what he's been doing. But he loves making fun of me every night and talking horrible things, calling Fred a murderer, and insinuating gross things with him with children. Like, so I think it's Ryan's turn. Like, it's disgusting. He sits there and chats like with him and his little cult friends, and they sit there and laugh about gross things about my daughter. Like, I think you're the fucking weirdo, Ryan. You sit in chats that sexualize my daughter. You're a freak. You really are. How would you like it if it was your daughter that like what if don't you understand like I'm somebody's child too? Like how would you like if what the stuff that you've been doing to me was happening to one of your daughters? And you get mad just because I freaking point out that your daughter followed the satanic temple on Facebook and just point out truth. Two different pages, by the way, not just one. And that just infuriated you so bad. But how would you like this to happen to your freaking daughters, what you have been doing to me for fucking years? I mean, one of I mean, we could go on about your son-in-law. How about we do that? We'll make video after video out about your son-in-law. Let's look into him. He's into that same shit that Karen was into, that Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Yeah. You know what? Fred has a really cool story about Karen and the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. How she would like her and her ex and her little weird evil friends would sit around a fire and summon freaking like beast and weird stuff. And she was in like that Dungeons and Dragons stuff. That's the same thing your son-in-law's into. Should I do video after video like you do? I mean, about Fred? I've never heard law enforcement mention Fred one time. So just because you and your group want to say, or anybody on YouTube says certain things, it's just as much, gives me just as much a right to look into your fucking people. But you don't look at things like that. You only look at things like, yeah, you get mad just because your daughter comes up, who's almost like 30 years old. And trust and believe she would have fucking never came up if you didn't do the same thing to me. It's covered in satanic tattoos. Yeah, I don't want. I feel bad. Like I don't want to. I'm not. I don't know. I want to. There's enough about Ryan that I really don't even have to freaking mention his children, anyways. It never was about his children. He just likes to play the freaking victim. So how do we do a plank?
Are planks.
Oh my God.
Brace your feet and elbows on the tabletop and keep your body as straight as possible. Resist the urge to arc your body.
You're arced. You are arced. I think you should get more back into this. This looks
finally regular push-ups.
What you do.
Brace your feet and hands on the tabletop and lower your body.
Why don't you get back into doing this stuff? Because it doesn't get the views, and that's all you care about. Is you want to be famous. I love how you say we don't have permission to use your videos, but every night you you don't have permission to mention me or Fred either, but you do every fucking night. It's called fair use, right? In the First Amendment, right? He admitted they were worshippers, and they I don't even like saying that word, honestly. I find it gross. But I don't know. I don't like it. It's just like I don't like all that evil stuff. And they let him be. Yeah, well now he says that Ryan made a post or a video claiming that Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Like this guy like connects himself with like all the winners in the community. All the winners. Tragedy Pimps Exposed is so embarrassed about who she is that like she's been anonymous this whole time. She's like an anomaly or whatever. And I don't know, anomaly. That's not even the right word. She's like is that the right word? Like somebody who is kind of like PG. They think that they come on here making up their whole lives, wanting to be somebody they're not, and they hide behind. They don't want you to know who they are, because if you knew who they are, nobody would like listen to them. But he told us Tragedy Pimps Exposed debunked that his daughter was a follower of the dark arts, if you know what I mean. He said it was debunked. I'm like, how do you debunk something that was on her Facebook? But okay. Oh, I'm sure he's taken it down, just like he has a lot of his hate videos taken down. I try to pull up, and thankfully I have it recorded just in case he privates it. But one of our first videos, when I was on his panel, and I'm looking too for our phone call, where and also he's taken down all the great, like the some of the more earlier Fred videos when he was like defending them. He's a liar. He meant on a video and we seen it. Really? Did you hear it for yourself? Because I never heard it for myself because I don't watch him like he watches me. He's very obsessed with me and Fred, and he can't help but watch everything that we fucking do. And he lives his life trying to fuck with us. And I have a very good feeling this guy has hired people to fucking try to get shit on us, which is hilarious. I hope he does. I hope he fucking spends all his fucking money trying to expose us. I don't know about that, Sassy. I have to disagree on that one. I think she's a horrible person. She claims to go against tragedy pimps, but she's besties with Cher, one of the biggest tragedy pimps in the community, who literally scammed the community for this lie detector test that she would claim she was going to set up, and she like scammed the community. She's not a good person. And that didn't change her opinion on tragedy of Pensacola. Didn't change her opinion on Cher. So I'm sorry. I have to. And she's also talks so much shit about me. And that's another one that's like follows Ryan around. Like, you know, there. She has said horrible, horrible things about me for years. Years. Oh, before Benny left. He was literally a nobody on YouTube, pulling maybe a couple hundred views on his hiking videos until Laura Falls hike, bam, he struck gold with Summer Wells. Yep. Yeah, and that's one of her besties, Sassy. I mean, you've got to question you can tell a lot by the people somebody surrounds himself with. If Ryan's trying to build some kind of credibility here in this community, he's completely failed. He'll never be taken seriously by anybody. Like he really fucked up bad. I mean, it's insane how bad he crashed and burned. So he's teaching us all this. Okay, so where's okay? There was something I want to show you here. So the Ryan finds hot or the Ryan. Okay, so let's go. Let's look at this right here. Open. Okay, there we go. Here's a post from, and I'll try to blow it up. I'm sorry that it's not very like it's kind of small here. Here's one of Ryan's posts on his Facebook. And give me a second and I will make it so you can see it a little bit better, anyways. March 15th, 2020. And I don't have the whole message, and he's deleted it since. So he's scrubbed his Facebook because he thinks he's famous now. Wait till you guys see some of his posts. Like he seriously thinks he's famous. Like it's crazy to me. It's seriously crazy. Dude, you have like, I don't even believe all those subscribers are his. I seriously, seriously don't. But that's just my opinion, okay? Um, there's a place you can go to. It's called uh where you can see people's subscribers and stuff, and it's like so obvious, like his are jumping at certain, like 100 at a time or whatever. It doesn't work like that. That's how people buy subscribers. They buy them in like hundreds or thousands. Anyways, I encourage you to check like one of those websites that tell you how much like certain YouTubers are, like all the analytics about people's YouTube channels, and just take a little gander at Ryan's and his subscribers and how many they jump up at a time in the past. It's just very suspicious. Um, Either way, let's say his subscribers are all real. He's still, I mean, like honestly, it's not, he's like just a grain of sand. I don't know why he thinks he's something. So, incoming public service message. Hi, everyone. I've been researching conspiracy theories for years, doing my work since 2007 at topsecretwriters.com. Let me see. I don't think that's a website that's even around anymore. Nope. The website does not exist anymore. Including the kind of foreign propaganda governments use to drive social beliefs in the US. Oh, really? You mean how you try to drive certain beliefs on YouTube? Is that the same way you think that our government pushes propaganda to the public? Are you kind of doing the similar thing? We've all seen this happen a lot in the last election. Spreading misinformation without proper sourcing, rumors, conspiracy theories for the sole purpose of driving social belief behind a particular foreign political position. That sounds very similar to what you do on YouTube when it comes to Fred, especially. This happens a lot in the last election, spreading misinformation without proper sourcing, rumors, conspiracy theories for the sole purpose of driving social belief behind a particular foreign political position. This week, a Chinese official actually tried promoting a conspiracy theory that the coronavirus started in the US. Some pundits in the US have also been coming up with baseless conspiracies that is from a weapons research lab. Some say China, others say US. Being a conspiracy theorist skeptic and debunker, I feel like it's my duty to provide everyone with the three basic rules I follow when I'm reading a document, whether it's declassified FOIA document or a public news report. One, does the person making the claim cite legitimate professional sources by name so that someone could interview them to corroborate they actually said what the person claimed they said? I wish I knew the other ones, but this is, I wanted you guys, I want to see what, because honestly, do you fucking vet these people that you interview? It's really funny that you claim you are a conspiracy theorist, skeptic, and debunker. That is laughable, dude. That is really funny. You are, I mean, every time I see this screenshot, I've got to laugh because that's all you do is talk because like conspiracies, like like crazy. How are you a debunker? I don't see that. Just like he says, I guess that goes with what since that makes sense. He thinks he's a conspiracy theorist debunker, just like he said he debunked us when it came to about his daughter, what she followed. Or how he's debunked Fred, and he goes around saying he debunked Fred. Do you understand what it means to debunk? If you had to debunk somebody, then you know the truth. How do you know the truth? Like, because we'd really love to know the fucking truth to what happened to Summer Wells. Like, you say that a lot, like you debunk things. You're really that not that freaking smart or important, dude. Like, I don't know why you think your word automatically means like something's debunked just because you say so. This guy has the biggest ego I've ever seen in my life. Let's check out Ryan's work. The small little clips, dude. He probably has he literally, we could add it up total on these two documentaries he's been on. That's actually the same clips, like repeated on another documentary. So it's like, wait till you guys see it. These are his world. Like, he just brags about everywhere. Like, I'd love to see where else you've been on TV though, Ryan, because you claim you've been on other TV shows. Or are you just saying that because maybe this has been clipped and put elsewhere, and suddenly you're like a TV star now too? Like, he's everything, guys. He's a movie star now. Sorry, I was looking at I believe the opposite of whatever he says. I know. I'm sure. Like, now he's gonna be hollering cease and desist, cease and desist. The second I freaking say anything about him, but it's okay for him to say horrible things. But he hates mean people, right? Yeah, that's all he's been doing is trying to be part of a bully group against me and Fred, and it's okay. He makes, for some reason, he tells himself it's okay, and I guess his wife thinks it's okay too. She's only been in freaking, dealt with depression herself and mental health issues, but she thinks it's okay what her husband's doing on a nightly basis and is encouraging it by sitting right next to him. When she's been in hospitals for her depression before, but she thinks it's okay for her husband to come on the internet and bully another woman. Like, if my husband was doing that, it would make me really uncomfortable. Towards Spotlight, yeah. Yeah, I sent him, or whoever that person is, I sent them this stuff because it is hard to find him, because there's a reason you can't find him anywhere, because he really isn't anywhere except in a couple little clips. Um, so he's on this one. These are all from like 2013, by the way, or before. Like, it's been from a long time ago when this was filmed. So we're talking like 13 years ago. And this whole crew is just like kissing Ryan's ass because they think they have a chance to get on a documentary. And that is my fucking opinion. But yet, I'm such an exploiter and I've done so much damage in Summer Wells, right? But these guys are right in everything they say and do. It's Ziggy that is the problem. And Fred, Ziggy and Fred, it's all, everything's their fault. We're going to project everything on them so nobody notices what fuck shit we're doing over here. We're just going to distract by going talking shit about Ziggy and Fred 24/7, 6 hours a day, tag teaming, so that nobody will see what we're up to. In my opinion, she feels that she is bullying somebody else, that he's not bullying her. In my opinion, of course, right. That's how I feel too. Like, I can't imagine he's very nice to his wife, as mean as he is to a woman that he doesn't know on YouTube when he likes to play the victim and act like I'm just came at him out of nowhere. Let's not forget how everything started. And we're going to go back a little bit and see so you guys can remember how things really started when Ryan came to this community and the type of things he was trying to push and what he was claiming. I hate mean people, like, but he is trying to be a bully. But he rationalizes it, him and Jen rationalize in their head because it happened even before I even said anything about his daughter following who she was following on Facebook. It happened even way before that. That's why he loves to go back as that. I mean, because that's like the worst I've ever said about him. But let's not forget or that he was on panels, and in chats like supporting things saying like what about when he was up on shares about my daughter? Um she thinks better you than her. I don't know. I mean, that's what Annie, is basically the same thing Annie's saying too. I really felt for Jen. And I just think it's really horrible that she'll sit up there and be okay with that stuff. Um, I really do. I guess that she rationalizes it because of the things I just pointed out on her daughter's Facebook, and I get it as a mother. But you have to think of all the stuff your husband has done to me and Fred for years at this point. So, and that's not an attack on your children. That's an attack on Ryan. I was focused on Ryan because I just can't imagine I don't know. I just can't imagine that. My daughter loves God and I don't know. Like, but I don't know. He's the one that talked about it. He talked about somebody else told me this too. Like that he was like or that he had talked about how he gave his children free will and stuff like that. So, and it is what it is. That's in chat said that they heard him himself admit to it. I get up sometimes and walk around because I get tired of sitting down. I don't know. So, right, it's just the truth. He literally, he just literally, I mean, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Well, whatever, Ryan. I point this stuff out because I feel like it's a reflection of you and the person you are. It's just one little thing and a whole bunch of things. That's just a little, and you know why it's important too is because in Summer Wells' case, how many times we've looked into like that whole cult like type stuff has come up in Summer Wells' case in discussion before a lot by several people. And the whole possible, people looked in satanic group ties and the type of people that are into hurting children are usually pretty evil. So yeah, it just kind of stood out when, somebody super, super close to Ryan is, into that stuff. And it seems to be a theme, not just the one. It seems to go beyond any, and I think it says a lot about who Ryan is as a person. And I think it's just important to keep in our back of our minds, like when we're supposed to be taking this guy's word for it, what he's trying to do when it comes to Summerwell's case. Everybody's just supposed to believe Ryan. The guy who sits in fucking hate chats every night for 6 hours and sits there and gossips like a little girl. Don't you have a fucking job or anything? I thought you had like stuff going on. When do you work? How does somebody work 8 hours a day and then talk Ziggy and Fred for 6 hours? That's like 14 hours a day. That is creepy. That's on her. That's on her. It's just something to keep in mind, right? We're focused on Ryan and who Ryan is as a person. It's so here we have one of the documentaries that Ryan, he brags about. He puts on every fucking profile that he's been a star of a documentary, dude. And let's count how many seconds. I bet if we add together the screen time Ryan got, it would be less than probably a minute. And he goes around and he acts like he's a movie star everywhere he goes. Oh, and I'm going to show a text to remind me later if I forget to show. I think it's important because I meant to show a screenshot of Ryan acting like he's famous. It's crazy. I'm going to show more proof of it. I wish I took screenshots of the comments underneath it where like the stuff that was being said because it was crazy. He's deleted a lot off his Facebook and hidden a lot. Ryan is a legend in his own mind. I agree. All right. So if we add up the screen time, there's this. Unless there's some kind of secret TV show we don't know about. He's also, I don't think, shown in this documentary until the very end either. In both times, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but I believe in both of them, he's like not even shown in the documentary until the very end. Like he's like an afterthought. And he like goes around saying he's a star. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing, guys. This is a guy we're supposed to take serious who hangs around he hangs around all his friends are current, like either criminals or currently got substance abuse problems, including alcohol and other substances, currently struggling. At least Fred has been clean now almost 3 years and is doing really, really well. But for some reason, they just love to try to act like, say these horrible things about Fred and act like he's like relapse. And when these people like every night are freaking drinking or smoking and they have no room to talk. Not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm just saying they're hypocrites. You can hold your breath the whole time he's on screen. Seriously. You will not die, I promise you. Hold on, I'll show you. So, you will not die. All this is basically just showing a bunch of different, like, conspiracies and stuff. Like little rumors and propaganda. I don't know, just stuff that some people believe that is just bullshit, like the stuff Ryan does. So look, we're an hour in, and Ryan still hasn't been featured, guys. He's so famous. Been featured on TV, radio. God. There he is. Let's hold our breath the whole time he's on screen, okay? As soon as we see him come on. Ryan Debunking, editor, top secret writers. Okay, so by the way, look at this. This is this notice, this is the same clip that's going to be in the other documentary. All he was shown is this clip, and it's the same clip. Dude, he was shown as an expert for like 10 seconds, dude. I mean, and he acts, and this is with the History Channel. Who owns the History Channel? Is it Discovery? Or who was it? Because who was it that Skilo claimed to know? Or which group, what documentary company or whatever were they supposedly tied to? Does it happen to be the same documentary company that, History Channel's with? What network is History Channel in?
The History Channel is part of A&E Networks, which is a joint venture. It's available on most cable, satellite, and streaming services.
I wonder if it's with is the Discovery Channel and History Channel owned by the same people? No, on that one. What was the channel? I heard rumors are two different ones. Happy Mother's Day. This is where he was an expert, guys. This is his expert appearance that he brags about. And we're going to count how many seconds like he's shown, like seriously.
Structure. They bore into the side of this mountain about 600 feet, dug it out, and they built a number of structures in their vaults.
3 external doors. One of them is a 14-ton door, and the other 2 are 9 tons.
Oh,
some might question.
That's it.
Why would a religious
5 seconds
need a
5 seconds? There's his freaking. Okay. Did you die from holding your breath? Let's see. Okay, here he is. Here's his nug. Okay, so we have to be fair. Here he is again. Hold your breath when you see Ryan.
through a process called baptism by proxy.
They have what they call proxies, which are stand-ins, people that are worthy of taking part in the rituals. They do a full immersion into a pool of water, and they read the names of the dead during this ritual.
Did you survive? How many seconds was that? The same clip was used in another episode, and that is it. That is all I believe Ryan has ever shown. Oh, wait, here he is again.
In the end, they want to go through this ritual of posthumous baptism. They want to do this baptism by proxy. So even if there's an apocalypse, Mormons can continue on doing what they want to do there.
Oh.
Even after the destruction of every living person in America.
Oh, there's his like, I don't know how many seconds, under 30 seconds total that he was shown on this. And that's his claim to fame, okay? And that's what these guys are kissing his ass over. So I'll show the other one that he was in. And I'm showing you the other one he's in. You guys make your own minds on this stuff. But this is what he talks about being on TV all the time. And this is like 13 years ago.
A secret city built into the side of a mountain.
It has its own lake.
Okay.
It has sidewalks.
So remember,
it has shops.
He wasn't shown on that documentary until like an hour and 10 minutes in. Like towards the last like 5-10 minutes of the documentary. and they show they needed some to fill in some space, so they threw Ryan in there. That's how I look at that. Like, they needed to take up some airtime, so we'll put this dude in there. That's what it was like about, pretty much. So let's see. Let's see where he is in this one. There's only 2. He's only in 2. And it's the same clip in both of them. This is 42 minutes long, and we're halfway through and no Ryan yet. But everything that he has on social media, he has to say, used as an expert witness on the History Channel. Used as an expert witness on the History Channel. Used as an expert witness on the History Channel. And look, it's like, I mean, literally 20 seconds. I mean, it's great. Like, I think that's cool and everything. I'm not saying it's not cool. But, like, come on, dude. Stop acting like you had, like, you like had a star role or something. I'm here to entertain, Sassy. Come on now.
If they go underground and they build big enough doors in front of this basically makes this nuclear bomb proof.
Even if there's an apocalypse, Mormons can continue on doing what they want to do.
So there he was. I'm showing it. Okay, so we're at the last less than 9 minutes of the documentary, and they decide to fill up some space again. I'm sorry. Okay, I know I'm being kind of mean, but for real, it's funny. Like, this guy wants to act like he's an like just something that he is not. And he's a try-hard. He freaking tries so hard, dude. It's embarrassing. Like, how is you were used as an expert for the History Channel, like, for like 10 seconds. It's so crazy. And this was like 15 years ago. And he talks about it. That would be like me talking about, that is crazy to me. Like, I have some really cool things that I've been a part of, like when I was way younger, but I don't sit here and put it on my profile. That's just weird. It'd be different if something like he did like recently. You know what I mean? I blinked and I missed it. Here he is, guys. Here's his right here.
They bore into the side of this mountain about 600 feet, dug it out, and they built a number of structures in their vaults.
3 external doors. One of them is a 14-ton door, and the other 2 are 9 tons.
Some might question, why would a religion...
You are such an expert, dude.
A process called baptism by proxy.
They have what they call proxies, which are stand-ins, people that are worthy of taking part in the rituals. They do a full immersion into a pool of water, and they read the names of the dead during this ritual.
I baptize you for
It's the same clip as from the other one. And this is what he puts on every...
That is then stored in the Mormon vault.
In the end, they want to go through this ritual of posthumous baptism. They want to do this baptism by proxy. So even if there's an apocalypse, Mormons can continue on doing what they want to do there.
That's it. That's it, guys. I showed all of it. That is all of him being on fucking TV. Unless he comes up with something else. Like, that is it. That is it. It's the same clip on 2 different episodes. Okay, so I was going to show real quick this. No. Oh, shit. Hold on, I was good. I have I'm getting a screenshot ready. How this guy is, guys. Like, what I'm getting at. I'm showing my evidence here. Exhibit whatever we're on now. Me presenting to a court, like, what my case. And my computer is like acting up because I need it. So let me make sure you can see this. Okay, I'm going to make it bigger so you can see a little bit better here in a second. This is a post on his Facebook, guys, on how famous he thinks he is. Ryan Dubé, due to an increased interest into my personal life from the general public due to my YouTube channel, I will not be accepting any new friend requests on this personal Facebook account from anyone who isn't already communicating with me directly. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Oh my God. Due to an increased interest into his personal life from the general public due to his YouTube channel. He's such a God. You really had to make a post like to put that out there like that? This guy's ego is so freaking ridiculous. Somebody sent me, wait, is he also... Hold on, what is... What is this email somebody just sent me? Wait, somebody said, wait, Ryan is also an expert on barbecue festivals. Shut up. Is it really him? Oh my God. He puts himself in the middle of everything. That whole him and Dana for life are so like similar. And Yennefer's right there too. Like, she's right in the middle of everything, just like Tiffany Marie said. She's out, like, she's involved in everything, but in the background. Hold on. Somebody sent me an article. And I'm seeing what it is. Wait. Oh my God. Come on now. I just accidentally had it. There's so many freaking ads that pop up on this article. Oh no. Oh no, it's not going to let me open it back up. Damn it. It's going to make me subscribe. Damn it. I accidentally opened it up and now it won't like let me open it up again. But it was an article that Ryan was in. And of course, I think it's really funny that he gets a dog after Summer Wells. He's such a freaking dude, is such a piece of shit exploiter. Like, seriously. He had to fucking go name his dog after Summer Wells, dude. And we even got a dog from Summer Wells, like, home. And, it was thought of like, should we name her something, and I just didn't feel right about it. So we put her middle name, Moon, like unofficially, but obviously we call her Athena. And this clown goes and names his dog Moon. Like it's a brand new thing for one. And for two, like, it's just weird. He comes in 2 years late to the party and he goes and gets a dog about Summer Wells. And actually, he didn't even get, I was looking back on our conversations. He didn't even get in until it was almost the end of 2023. And him and Karen came in at the same time. Isn't that fucking weird? Hey, RJ. So let's see. Is there any more screenshots I want to show before I go into some old? Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, this is an example, guys, of what I'm talking about. So you just saw the extent of what of the TV, as far as him being on TV. You've seen the extent of it, okay? And look what he has to put on every single one of his social media profiles. I wish my computer would speed up a little bit. Ryan has been featured as an expert on the History Channel, Canada's Vision TV, and the Voice of Russia. What a loser, dude. So we're talking about something 15 years ago. You saw 10, 15 seconds of him saying 2 sentences. And this is what he puts on everything. Where did he come from? Exactly. Then, when he reached out to me, he told me how, isn't it interesting? I have a sister that lives right. And of course, he deleted our messages because he knows that there's shit in them that he doesn't want people to hear at the very beginning because of how much of a fake he was. But he was telling me how he has a sister that lives up here near me in Indiana. But yet this dude failed to tell me that he used to live in Indiana, 30 minutes away from where I am, which is, I find interesting because I brought up how many times, Indiana has come up in Summer Wells. So I do think it's important. I just do. It's kind of just weird. I mean, people have brought up this weird, I'm in Indiana. So I don't know. It's just weird to me that Ryan hid that. That's what's more weird to me. So you saw where he's been on TV or, History Channel 15 years ago almost. And now, ever since then, this has just been his whole, and that's what these people are holding on to is their hope that they're going to also be on some kind of Summer Wells documentary. Exploiting the fuck out of her, in my opinion. And Tragedy Pimps Exposed is one of the peoples that backs him. It's funny. And I'm only calling that person out because isn't it funny that we have a straight up tragedy pimps here exploiting Summer Wells in the worst ways possible, but they go projecting that other people are. And the main ones that are exploiting are the ones that these review channels support. See, what makes no sense to me, they run you crap for Athena having Moon as a middle name, saying you're exploiting Summer, but making him naming his dog is Summer is noble or something. He named it her Moon, his dog Moon, I guess, but she never gets called, my dog never gets called Moon or anything. She gets called Athena. It's not even, The only time that Athena Moon comes out is if it's like I make something, have something professionally made for Athena or something, because it just sounds nice. And that's why I went with it. So somebody sent me again, tried to send me that link again to show me that article where he just tries to get. Oh, okay. Let me see. Option 1. Oh, shit. Guess it doesn't. Nah, it doesn't work. Well, hold on. Nothing comes up. It's like more, it looks like a freaking shady ass site. I would be careful with whatever that site is because it doesn't look very legitimate. It's okay though. Or I could probably, I'll pull it up on my phone because maybe it will let me pull it up on my phone since it's a different device. I think I have seen this. Meat, Spirits, and Music by the Tracks defies weather, May 18th, 2024. And it shows Ryan's in here. Moon pulls away from her humans, Ryan, Jin, and when they mention his daughter, to taste some barbecue sauce in a bystander fingers at, I don't know, it's cut off. But there's an article about right here. Moon, a retriever puppy who is owned by Ryan and Jen of Johnson City, greeted an outreached hand by licking it clean of rib grease and sauce. Yes, that's the same Ryan. He presented at the Osceola National Conference in San Francisco in 2014 and has been featured on national TV. Like he puts it everywhere. Yeah, LifeWire. He definitely has a website here. He claims his expertise. Okay, guys. Here, I'll show this. He's an expert in fucking everything. So he was on a documentary for fucking like less than 10 seconds. I swear, on everything. You just saw it, guys. And it was just a clip that's been reused on another one, and it's his claim to fame, and he puts it everywhere. Here, I'm going to show another example. I'll cut out the... So, right here. So he's definitely a legend in his own mind for sure. He loves this happening to me every night. He loves being in the chats, like watching people bully me. It's just so entertaining for him. So yeah, I think he deserves whatever he gets, honestly. Every day for fucking months and years on end, he just loves sitting in the audience, just cheering people on while they say the most horrible things about me and Fred. He thinks it's hilarious while he's having his nightly cocktails. Just hilarious. But when it's him, he loves sending cease and desist like I'm like a terrible human and I'm the one bullying him. This guy is such a freaking manipulator. It's unreal. So here we go. Let's add on to, he's an expert in everything, guys. Look at all this stuff. His expertise. Expertise means you're an expert in it, okay? So not only have we found out he's a movie star, he is a conspiracy theorist debunker. He is an expert in hiking and psychics and true crime now in Summer Wells. And Mormons too. We found all this out. Oh, and fitness as well. He's a fitness, like he's expert in fucking everything. Dude is a fucking amazing. Karate too. He's an expert in karate. Let's add on the other his expertise. Like look at this long list of that he's an expert at. Expert bullshitter. Yeah, I know. I almost put that on my thumbnail. I almost put bullshit, but I was like, oh, that's definitely, I kind of want this to stay up and people to see it. So it claims he's an expert in software and apps, which includes Apple and Android OS and devices. He's an expert in Windows and Microsoft Office. He's an expert in home networking, consumer technology, smart home, computer and laptop hardware, audio, streaming, and social media. God, dude. So he claims to have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, automating engineer for Pratt & Whitney, and senior IT analysis for Corning Life Sciences for 5 years, and former managing editor of MakeUseOf.com. Ryan is a technology writer who has been writing how-to or other technology-based articles since 2007. He was a group editor for technology and automotive channels at LoveToKnow.com and served as the managing editor of Make Use of from 2014 to 2017. He also writes for Help Desk Geek and online tech tips and switching to Mac.com. How do you do it, Ryan? How do you freaking do it? How are you I mean, gosh, wow, you just have, I don't know how you freaking have become an expert in everything in life. Like, I mean, it's crazy. How do you, I mean, this seems like all this stuff that he claims to know and be an expert at, it seems like humanly impossible. He left out delusional. Well, I don't want to say he's that, like he's a woman, but I just say I do think that, that his wife looks scared, and I think it's what's crazy. I do feel like to me, I do think it's abusive what he does towards me in a way, and it does feel abusive. It's absolutely, like most people would call it bullying. He has like, he goes around telling people like not to follow me, not to say my name, like to refer to by me by something else. Like he's definitely trying to persuade people to like not watch me, to hate on me, to make fun of me, to encouraging like horrible things said about my daughter. He loves to freaking say horrible things about Fred, and act like, insinuate that like the way he did to Karen, like he was saying, what if Ryan, let's ask, what if Ryan did do this? What if Ryan is responsible? What if, guys? Remember when he said, what if Fred Hill is responsible what if he's responsible for this? For Summer Wells? What if? So irresponsible. But this guy just said on a post that we were just showing how he, how important it is to vet your sources, to, he tries to act, put out the persona that he's a reputable type person that vets his sources, considers the source. He doesn't do any of that. He considers himself only. He does what he thinks is going to benefit him. Pete Piper of Beach Creek's finest. Pete Piper. So also he had a long career in technology to fuel his writing. Since 1998, he worked for Pratt & Whitney as an automation engineer for 13 years, automating complex manufacturing equipment using programming logic controllers, as well as developing HMI interfaces. Doing all this, and he's an expert in everything else too, like mentioned, guys. No wonder he sucks so bad at the Summer Wells case, and because there's no way that somebody who does this much, has that much time, has any time to really know anything about Summer Wells. There you go. Expert bully. Exactly. He sounds like Tim Mullen. Fancies himself as the man about town. Call mom, always in the know. I saw no proof from Karen, Glinda, Bill, or Steve. Right? It's just a bunch of talking shit. And, I was about to get into him, but maybe I should just focus on Ryan. But these are the people he surrounds himself with. None of the people, I love how he puts them all on camera too. Like I do. I love it. I think it makes them look so bad. Because it's all the people that he hangs around like they're his best friends now. And I'm like, wow. And it's clearly there's an agenda being spread, and he goes around and he gets mad at people. He's specific. I know of a few people that Ryan has reached out with or towards to try to spread an agenda, and when it didn't go his way, he freaked out. He has contacted other creators. I know for a fact, I don't want to call out this person, but she's big in the spiritual community. Not Donna Serafina, because I know that's what everybody's going to take automatically. But Ryan emailed this woman and she's pretty reputable. Ryan emailed her because he didn't appreciate, he was trying to spread an agenda about Fred Hill, and he didn't like her, her reading on Fred and her feelings on Andy Bernard. And, he was trying to cause issues, because he wanted to spread a certain type. He had an agenda, a narrative that he wanted to leak out to the community, and he was getting certain people involved to help spread this agenda. But the only people he's got involved to work along with him are people who have no credibility. Nobody with any type of credibility is going to purposely spread an agenda in a child's case when it comes to a child. Anybody who has any type of, who is reputable and really cares about Summer Wells would not purposely spread a narrative about Summer Wells that they know is not true, or just is for some type of personal gain and not for the best interest of Summer. And I think you can totally tell by who he surrounds himself with. He doesn't have any reputable people around him. He would be the type to message with Morticia. Oh, he already was. That's one that he teamed up with. At first, she hated him. She's the one that teamed up with Fred's sister to basically go through Fred's stuff and everything when he was in jail, and it was crazy. So, switching careers in 2011, Ryan went to work as a senior IT analyst for Corning Life Sciences, where he helped manage manufacturing IT needs like weekly tape backups and managing facility IT hardware and equipment. His primary role was as an OSI PI systems analyst, developing and maintaining manufacturing data collection and data analysis systems. Currently, he works for Eastman Chemical as an overall equipment effective leader, focused on manufacturing digitalization. Deep technical experience spanning over 20 years, 20 years has helped Ryan develop an appreciation for what aspects of technology people struggle with and how to fill those knowledge gaps for readers. He's a fan of streaming music and movies, talking shit on fucking YouTube and lying, uses Google and Microsoft apps to get things done, and is always looking for and testing new software and hardware. I added in the part about talking shit. He's a fan of talking shit on YouTube, and every fucking night for hours on end. Like, he should add in his freaking in this that he's upset. He's a fan of, like, he's a fangirl of Ziggy or of Friggy. That should be added in. He's a fan of streaming music and movies, and is a fangirl as Friggy, uses Google and Microsoft apps to get things done, and is always looking and testing new software and hardware. It should be pretty much on all his freaking profiles now, because that seems to be like, now it is the main thing he talks about. I wonder if Mr. Shipley invited Ryan and Jen to a meeting. Brian's success both offline and online led to numerous public speaking opportunities. Numerous, guys. He presented at the OSI Soft National Conference in San Francisco in 2014 and has been featured on national TV, History Channel, and Canada's Vision TV, as well as radio and various podcasts. We literally just saw the extent of his TV. 10 seconds. At the very end of these documentaries. He is crazy, dude. And then he talks about his whatever. I'm tired. The greatest reward for me is when a reader reaches out and tells me that one of my articles helped them accomplish something with technology that they were struggling with and couldn't find the answer anywhere else. And then he has some articles here. Here's an article he just wrote January 11th, 2026. 8 of our favorite pedometer apps for Android. Like, he does fucking everything, dude. Using a pedometer app on your phone is the most convenient way to track your exercise, no matter where you are. Here are our favorite Android phone pedometer and step counter apps that help you keep track of your daily steps all day. So this is riveting. This pedometer app is very much like the others in terms of function. You could use it to track the steps, miles walked, and calories burned throughout the day. It includes a daily bar graph history of your progress. In addition, it serves as a tool to track water intake and weight. But what makes this app stand out is its unique blue theme and colorful icons. So these are the type of articles he's written. But I think I'm more interested in going back to early, because I can't be on here all night, but I think we need to go over. Oh God, what is it now? Another.
Logged in, and for whatever reason, I waited. He
So
wasn't there.
here he claims he went to try to go see Fred. This is my video, by the way, and he was on my panel. There's a lot of ads here. Maybe I'm interested in seeing what kind of stuff, he has to say in this. This was December 4th, 2023. Which video is this I have tagged here? Okay. Anyways, I was looking at one of his last videos and seeing what that was about. Or not one of his last, one of his early videos that I have tagged underneath here. I wanted to see what he's talking about. Let's see. I wish I had Prime.
There, so I was just kind of pacing around, checking out the room. Of course, they have mirrors and video
He's
and
talking about
security
when he
cameras and
sees
everything.
Fred in jail.
And then
I talked to this person too about they're worried about the same thing. They're very scared for him. Oh, and did you saw that he was attacked in there, right?
Yeah,
Ryan,
yeah.
That where he had to get I talked to him more. I know that things you'll see. I'm just glad that you heard that. But
yeah.
You're afraid that possibly he could be afraid of speaking on something?
Well, a lot of people, I mean, if he did see anything that day,
Mm-hmm.
if he was a witness to something, there could be a lot of people who are afraid of what he might have seen and what he might say. And, there are theories on law enforcement. And if law enforcement's afraid of what he's going to say, with the whole theory out there.
So how come you still don't believe this, Ryan? You don't believe that there's people that are afraid of what Fred's saying, and that could be why? I mean, you're literally falling right into it. I think it's weird how he, Ryan made a beeline for me when he first got to YouTube. It was me and Donna Serafina that he ran came. You know what I mean? He was very supportive of Fred. And he was wanting to meet him and talk to him. And I was really excited for it. But I feel like the whole time, guys, that he had a motive the whole time. I feel like the whole group that's around him knew Ryan before he came to YouTube and knew that Ryan was going to do this. Just the same thing Cher did to us, tried to befriend us in order to try to get information. I feel like Ryan was doing something similar the whole time, because this whole thing didn't last very long with him.
This being a big ring and powerful people, well, then they'd be afraid. If it's just a person who did this, or a small group of people in the community and they don't have a lot of power, they just covered it up and are afraid, then any of those people, if he witnessed anything, any of those people will want him shut up. They will not.
Okay. And you don't think that's possibly some of the people that you fucking talk with? I think it's so fucking funny Ryan sitting here saying this shit. He's sitting here talking about Fred, guys. and how people might not want him talking. Boy, has he changed, dude. He's such a fake.
Want him talking. So that's kind of where I think it is. That people just, somebody doesn't want him talking to anybody.
Somebody doesn't want him talking. Huh, you're one of those people now. It's fucking kind of weird that you teamed up with the fucking very people who don't want Fred talking. Isn't this so fucking weird? Like, what he's talking about is what he does.
And I talked to this person too, like, I talked to this person too about they're worried about the same thing. They're very scared for him. Oh, and did you saw that he was attacked in there, right?
Yeah,
Ryan,
yeah.
That where he had to get they had to put the thing on him to bring him back to life.
Yep.
Because some people think he could have something to do with the, Summer, and some people think he's a snitch or something. There's so many rumors going around about him. But he's the one that told me that he wore a wire on Dawn. Now I got that from him. Could he be lying about that? I guess. I mean, Laura confirmed it, but I guess he could just say that. He's the one that also told us that the dogs hit at the bottom of.
This is December 4th, 2023, before me and Fred were even together. Which, by the way, that whole attack had nothing to do with Summer Wells at all.
His driveway, that didn't look too good. He's just been very honest about a lot of things that weren't exactly positive for him. Even the person I talked to even mentioned things that weren't so favorable. It wasn't like everything was amazing all the time. They did have a couple experiences, they've seen him deal with addiction and
Yep.
And they've seen some back and forth between him and Laura, fighting and stuff, but nothing. I mean, the way that this person described him with children, it was just super. That he would hurt somebody before they did something to a child.
Yeah, I believe that.
So
also, I think what helps us now understand the things that come from Fred, I think it's easier to identify what's true and what may not be true. And in my opinion, if we give law enforcement credit, if they're not corrupt like some people think, and they're trying to do their jobs, then the way they will go about interrogating someone who has information they need is they'll feed them lies. They'll tell them things that they have evidence. They'll say, "Oh, we found something. We found a body," or we know someone. You're going to be charged for murder," or whatever. They'll make something up. They'll tell him that, so that hoping that if he thinks they know, then he'll come clean and he'll tell them the information they need. That's how they work. So if Fred says, "Oh, law enforcement told me that," immediately doubt it, because they're interrogating him. But if he says something like that he has personally seen that somebody else hasn't told him, I think we can trust that based on what we heard in that phone call. That he is
Why didn't you say something? Damn it.
I figured that it was my thing glitching.
Damn it. I was just okay, that's fine. I was just talking about how he here is defending Fred and saying that we can take Fred, believe what Fred sees, but if it's like from somebody else saying something about how you know, a situation with the guard, because all these people calling and harassing the jail at the time Fred was in jail. Like, literally, you remember the whole, like, people caused, like, really threw a fit just because I had a jail call with Fred. How many jail calls do we see on YouTube? Why was it such a big deal that I had a jail call with Fred? And then there was this guard in there that, because of what he saw on YouTube, was trying to tell Fred, say things like, oh, he couldn't talk on it when he. Can you say how that happened? When that guard was trying to say you're suspect of 2 murders or something.
Oh, he's just CO that come in, just an excuse to get me off the phone.
Was being it was
nothing.
It was.
I never heard no more about it.
Yeah, and it was you.
The one that's harassing the jail so much was Karen.
I know Karen was calling the jail, saying horrible fucking things. But here, that's what Ryan's talking about in a way. And he's talking about how, you could believe Fred and all this.
Just like that, just like him saying that the COs said that he's being investigated for 2 murders. Like, and the CO supposedly got that from Ronnie Lawson, according to Fred. Like, who knows? Could it be a tactic, like you're saying, or something?
Yeah, I mean that's the common approach. I think that's what they're trying to do, and I mean it's.
Yeah, because didn't the CO say? I mean, Fred's not right here right now, but didn't the CO said, "Oh, like Ronnie Lawson tried to say that, or tried to say Ronnie Lawson said that shit"? Fred's never been told anything like that by any law enforcement. The CO is not law enforcement.
That's how they go about getting information from suspects, or from anyone.
Does Hawkins County know Ryan is not?
Huh? Oh shit! See,
took me off the phone and just locked me down and stuff because we were discussing something about Summer's case.
Oh, I don't know where I got that Ronnie Lawson I don't even know. See, I don't know. I fucking say the wrong things. I hate that when I mess up like that. But when did he mention, didn't the jailer say he's been...
He was a young CO. He hadn't been there a couple of months. He's the youngest CO they had. He's the same one that would walk through the pod smoking the THC vapes and shit.
Yeah, so the guy was just being an asshole, had seen shit on probably YouTube and stuff, and they were freaking calling the jail like crazy. It was insane.
Facebook. Why do you say that, Jessica? If you think you know something, text me, please.
She probably thinks they'll block me like they did Trevor.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah,
I haven't posted anything about them directly, so
maybe we're all of us that believe that there could be something weird going on, like as far as corruption or something. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, I had a jail call with somebody else just a couple days ago. Everybody saw on here, no problem. The jail had no problem with it. But when I talked to Fred, and that call was put out, holy crap, he got in so much trouble. Like, they took away. It seems like he's still dealing with that to this day. I don't know what else he could have done. I mean, they have those chirp devices.
Because fucking people like Karen were harassing the jail like crazy, come to find out. Like, it's insane. That's what he ended up finding out from law enforcement. That Karen was fucking calling the jail like fucking crazy with bullshit.
There that they can take away. They're like texting devices, and he lost his because, well, first of all, he took it away because his sister.
Yeah, and it just so happened after he was messaging with Ryan, his chirp got taken, that was really quite interesting too.
Yeah, not one, but two, because they left, and then with one, after Ryan got phone with, or the chirp with one, I was texting Ryan with that he just added a little money on, and then it wasn't about 30 more minutes. They come got the second one because a conversation, because I texted him telling him my chirp it got took, you know, and then boom.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, quite interesting.
But Karen was harassing Jill and stuff, trying to have me tried for extortion. Said I was trying to extort money from her.
Yeah.
Just because I asked her where my fucking money and stuff went that she got. What'd you do with it?
Tried to told Ronnie Lawson that he was trying to extort her.
You had that psychic and stuff up on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they had to take his chirp and look through it and check into that. Once they saw that that was, not true, he got it back for a short time, and then they noticed that he had been using somebody else's chirp while his was taken. And so I guess, I don't know, it's just, they're strict about that stuff. But
it seems like Ryan was trying to sabotage me and Fred the whole fucking time, dude. He's such a snake. Seriously. I truly believe he was behind that shit. I truly, truly do.
It just seems like, Kathy, I thought I saw Kathy in here. How many times, Kathy, did you guys go there? Or did you go there? Yeah, she's in there.
Another sneaky snake.
How many times have you been turned away? They may be checking everybody that talks to him. Yeah, which is not very many. But Ryan doesn't have anything to worry about. If you're doing the right thing, you don't have anything to worry about. And that's what Fred will tell you too.
I mean, if I had anything to worry about, I wouldn't have gone there. I'm happy to talk to Ronnie. I don't care. I'll talk to any of them.
Yeah, I would like to talk to him, ask him. That's the thing that the person that I spoke to, they wanted to understand. They're like, I don't understand, like, why they haven't cleared him. Like, why can't they just, like, she feels like they're playing, like, I just said her. Anyways, they think that the law enforcement is playing games and don't understand. Like, he's completely under the impression that he's cleared, and but nobody else is aware of that, and then with the lie detector thing, like, what the heck? That was another thing they talked about. Like, why did they even put that out? It didn't show us anything. It didn't tell us if he passed or failed. And then it said, oh, these are only, this might not be a complete list of all the questions. No, it wasn't a complete list. It wasn't even close. It was only 3 questions. And he was asked, like, it was hours worth of questions.
Yeah.
So, and thank you so much, Fedro. Said, Ryan, did you speak to his attorney who denied the visit? Has anyone else been denied? Call the DA and tell them about pre-approval been denied. Oh, that's the next step, I think. I was talking to Fred today about.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Ryan tried to go there and visit him, and then they turned him away and said that Fred couldn't because they were all in rec, which he already had it set up or whatever. Maybe it was divine intervention, making sure, like, keeping that snake away, because, geez.
Who is a public attorney. Yeah. I wish though that, if that were the case, I'd wish they would, I know they want it. Well, unless like, I wish they would be like, contact me and be like, hey, can you stop putting this stuff?
I know. Yeah. They're putting, when they put lies out there to Fred, if they're making this stuff up, well, then again, it could help them, because if they feed him a lie and then he feeds it to everyone else out there, in the end, when he comes out, those lies are proven, are shown to be not true. It also makes him look even more discredited, because there are all these lies that he told because of them, and now he's a big liar and nobody's gonna believe anything he says when he's out there. So
Yeah. Thank you so much, Luminous. Yeah, and plus,
I mean, everything that Fred has said is his own experience, so there's not really much that he's heard from law enforcement that he's feeding out to the public. He's just talking about his own experience. So everything he talks about is firsthand experiences, not things that other people say, like you, Ryan. Everything you put out is hearsay. Fred's experience is his own. He talked about his experience with Cotton Simpson. He talked about his experience seeing Andy on the road. He talked about his experience, recording for law enforcement. He talked about his experience with that person named DJ in Knoxville. These are his firsthand experiences. They're not things that law enforcement said or anything, or telling him to put out anything. That's weird. That's not, I don't even know what you're talking about.
he's not he's actually, okay, he's very mechanically smart and street smart, but his IQ is probably below average, or right at
sorry,
it's below average, I'm sure. And he's not smart in an academic way. He's not good at grammar. He doesn't know about internet and stuff like that very much. He's an easy target.
That.
Very
more so mechanically smart than, and I feel bad that it sounds poor thing. So I meant he's not really good at computers and stuff like that type of way. But yeah, I mean, he has a high school degree and stuff, but when it comes to internet and stuff, I don't think that people ever thought that he would be putting stuff out on the internet. You know what I mean?
Very easy target, and I feel that's why I was shocked. I was shocked, to have talked to. I can't. He
says he's irrelevant. So why is he targeting Fred? Oh, because Fred's told so many lies, he says. That's what he says. That's his reasoning for bullying us every night, is that he claims that we lie. And so it gets him a right. Oh, and they say that we're dangerous, like the lies we've told about locals. That's his excuse to bully us every night. Yeah, but I wouldn't say his IQ is below. I shouldn't have say average. I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's average, just low on the technology end. Oh, he's never even wrote an email. You know what I mean? So, well, he did send those on the jail thing, so I guess that kind of counts. But I do think he was a target, an easy target, because of his how he is with the internet and stuff. I mean, for real, you can't even get I was watching talking to somebody about this today. You can't. Oh my gosh, why did it do this? You can't even get the internet out. I mean, getting reception out there it's so Like on Ben Hill Road, you have to drive like 15 minutes to even be able to use a phone. You know what I mean? So they're not going to be the access to kids that grew up on Ben Hill Road aren't going to be like somebody like myself who grew up. I was on the internet like an expert, like really good at computers in high school, and I've been on the internet ever since. So it's kind of my thing. I don't think Fred has lied. I don't. Would you give me a specific of what you think Fred has lied about? Because I don't believe that.
Well, I should probably be quiet. I'm going to say something I should say. It's so hard. I wish I hate it. I hate it, but I understand why this person doesn't want, to be out there. I wish so bad that you guys could hear this call. Like, I think it would help. Like,
oh gosh, no way. The thing is, like, it took us a long time to decide to do this because of, if you watch, I mean, look at the past however many years, 2 years, 2.5 years. Look at the madness. Anybody that comes on YouTube and even mentions this case, you get all this drama, you get all this mud thrown at you, and the decision to actually put your name out there and especially a large audience. I mean, you've got a lot of subscribers here, and if the name gets out there, you know what's going to happen. You're going to have crazy people trying to track them down, trying to do their little online investigations.
Oh, you mean like you? Like you are trying to track down everybody. I mean, you're going to try to go get an interview with Fred's other sister, right? Like anybody that you can think of, like God, I think it's funny. Like the stuff he's saying is him.
And then they're just inundated with all of these people just bugging them day and night.
Yeah, you would think so. You think they would too, but nobody's tried to talk to Fred. Like, you know what I mean? I can't believe it. Like, just like you were shocked to, like, nobody's talked to him. Nobody, like, no, nobody's talked to him. Nobody else besides me and Kathy. Like, as far Kathy's not a YouTuber. She's just a regular subscriber, watcher. She's never been on panel or anything. She goes and talks. She met him the first time I was out there. But besides that, nobody else will go out there. I've asked people. People are actually really.
I want a specific lie that you think Fred's lied about. Sassy, if you're going to say that he's lied, you're going to have to say something specific. That's not fair to call somebody a liar when you don't have a specific thing you can come up with. Like, that's what I don't like, is like, I want to hear like specifics. A lot of these times, like a lot of people will call their opinion, say just because something differs in their opinion, that it's automatically a lie. Or because how do we know something's a lie unless we know the truth? Yeah, I want to hear specifics because I honestly wanted to see I want to see I've seen one discrepancy as far as the time that he left Beach Creek, when he told me early on, in a private conversation that he didn't even know was being recorded, and didn't know it would ever get to YouTube, and he said 5:30 when he thought he left Ben Hill Road, and then it's later said 4:30, and that's torn apart, because he's talking to me in a conversation, not thinking that he has to be exactly right. It wasn't like he was in an interrogation, he's having a conversation with somebody, and people don't look at it like that. But as far as that, I haven't heard anything that is any type of lies. That's to me just honest like, I don't even know if I would say a mistake. I just think we were just talking conversation. He didn't know it was going to be like torn apart online. But overall, I've been around Fred now every day for 2 years, almost 2 years. And, we talk Summer Wells every day. And you would think I would have things would come up and I'd be like, wait, that doesn't match what you said before or whatever, right? Um, I've never had anything like that happen with Fred. And anytime anything that has come up, like a question or whatever, it always makes sense to me. When it's not like he did, it's not like Andy, which is always, I don't know, or, not remembering what you drove that day. Yeah, the junkyard was shut down. The junkyard was shut down. And you can't say that because Laura's a different person, Sassy. You can't call Fred a liar because Laura's account is different. Maybe Laura was wrong. How do you, I mean, you're talking about when he took the tip at a time when the junkyard was shut. What are you talking about? He didn't go to the junkyard, it was closed. No, Sassy, you're wrong. I'm sorry, it's not correct what you're saying. The junkyard was not open that day. He didn't have anything to take to the junkyard. Just because Laura said a different story, maybe Laura said it wrong. Why are you calling Fred the liar? You see where it goes? See what I mean? Like, you're comparing two people, and because their story doesn't match, you're calling Fred the liar. That's not really fair. He's literally said the same thing now as he's saying then, whether he was sober or not. He didn't use like that. He wasn't so high that he was seeing fucking things like, like PG and others have tried to say. It wasn't like that. He used to get through his day. It wasn't like he was high out of his mind. Like when I'm the one that's met him when he was using too. I was around him then and now. He is like, it is easier to communicate with him for sure, but his mind has always been very sharp. Don't tell me to stop. It's my channel. First story he took a car and left at 3:30. No, that's not the story. He didn't go anywhere. The junkyard was closed. So I'm hiding you now because you're wrong. And that's not true. And I'm not arguing with you. And you're telling me to stop on my channel. That is not what happened. If Fred would like to come in here and tell the story again, you're wrong. That never happened. He never said he went to a junkyard. The junkyard's always been closed. And if Laura said something differently, then that's her side of the story. You're just calling Fred the liar because it doesn't match somebody else's story. So don't tell me to stop on my channel. That person's always in these hate channels too. I see that name in these.
Scared. I mean, JLR was actually scared.
Yeah, scared of talking to Fred.
Yeah.
I mean, so someone asked earlier in the chat, was I afraid going to Ben Hill? Mm-hmm. I think the reason I was nervous about that is the reason people are nervous to talk to Fred. I was definitely concerned because I grew up in an area of Maine that was low income. I was poor when I was growing up. And there were absolutely communities that if you drove through, you had to worry about whether you're going to get shot at. And I don't know. I don't know which areas. I mean, I know Tennessee pretty well. We've been here since 2019. And I know the safe areas. There are a lot of areas I haven't gone into, and that was one of them. and I usually tell the danger level by, the type of people, what they look like, or do you see people kind of stumbling around like they're high more than usual? And if you see that, then it's a dangerous area. And not that I saw that there, but it's the type of area where you see people online from the area, and you can tell that you just hear about the drug issues, the much higher level of drug issues. Yeah, what Justin just said, it's you have to be on high. So
yeah, I know, especially back there, because once you get past Simpson, the only people back there is like Fred Hill's property and the Redmonds property, so.
Oh, I always
but
do that woman in hate channels. I should have just not ever said anything back to her. Like, I'm not going to just let her just sit here and say untrue things. It's just not the truth. Like, the junkyard was not open. I don't know how many times I've had to tell people this over and over and over again. Fred's always said that about the junkyard not being open. And when he talked about hauling, it was from one driveway to the other driveway. There's two different properties. There's people just getting things misunderstood. And he was hauling things from one driveway to the next. He did haul, like, he did go back in a trailer and help somebody who was broke down, like when he left Ben Hill that day. And then so he went back and got a trailer to help haul a bike, but he never went to the junkyard. And people are just getting things like mixed up. There was also, when he came back in that night, he was hauling in Brandon Clark's motorcycle. So when he came in on the 15th, he would have had on the back of his trailer Brandon Clark's motorcycle.
That's the only day I've ever hauled a motorcycle in my life.
Yeah. So can you tell the story? Did you ever say that the junkyard was open?
No.
I don't remember you ever saying that.
Because that's the reason I quit trying to load that car at Mom and Dad's, because Andy and stuff and I wasn't going to be able to get loaded in time to make it there. And I know that they will be closed. So
yeah, and we never said, and how many times have I ever said, like, I can't help what Laura has said, and like, I don't like this people saying, oh, Fred was high, and they're trying to discredit Fred's information. Well, Fred's information was good enough for law enforcement.
Most time you had to be on the scale by 4:20, no later than 4:30. Sometimes they let you be on the scale at 4:30, but.
Yeah, I just don't like that. Like, she kept saying, like, Fred was, like, lying about something, like, trying to say it's lies, not, like, saying, oh, maybe he mistook something, or he misstated something. Not that. No, she automatically wanted to say that Fred's lying, and that's what I do not, it's just not true. I know Fred, and I'm not going to let people sit in here and call him something that he's not. I know Fred very well, and he's definitely not a liar. That's one thing he's not. So I just don't like that. People saying that it's not possibly that he made a mistake or he misspoke, or maybe there's a misunderstanding here. Maybe it sounds like to me she's going off of something either I said or Laura said, and not Fred's own words.
That is like my phone at that time when the law enforcement did and all that took information out. See, at that time I didn't have no phone data. It was always had to be hooked into Wi-Fi and stuff, and where I had it, where it'd hook into any public Wi-Fi and stuff, that helped them determine where I was at certain times, everything. So they know.
Yeah, and plus people too got to remember, Fred and me were talking in a private conversation. It wasn't like I was there with a video camera in his face.
Yeah, Frozen. I didn't know.
He didn't know I was recording him. It was a conversation, and he didn't know he was gonna be put on this freaking, like, it's like people judging what a conversation he had in private. like he was up on a court stand or something. You know what I mean? That's what's so irritating to me. But people, it wasn't even an interview where it's like, it'd be different if he was on here answering questions. Then you're going by I just still don't even feel like that's true anyways, what she's saying in any way.
Now Fred's not out there, so
Well,
yeah.
Fred is from that community, number one, and he has charges that prove, he was dealing there. So because people are afraid of that type of community, who knows? Like they might think, well, Fred might know people, might have some connections, but the thing is, and I saw this in a lot of my past research, people were afraid to reach out to certain people. It's the same is true with someone in a high power position. Like I can't tell you how many researchers in that are afraid to call someone in like an intelligence community or something because they think they're a bunch of spooks and they can hack your computer. They're people that work in the government even are normal people who have offices, and they'll talk.
Oh my god, dude.
To be his one failing is that he got caught up in
Gabble
drugs most of
geeks.
his
Look
life.
at Gabble geeks coming in, like, acting like seriously. She is one of the other ones that is like in a stream every fucking night, like bullying me and Fred constantly. But here she is now with her cult leader right here, like following him wherever he goes.
For many years.
These people are such followers.
Deep down, they're good people, and everybody wants a friend. So you start from the standpoint of we're going to become friends, and if you get the sense that they are kind of a bad person, and they sneak around, they lie, they steal, well then you disconnect and you block them or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you just stop talking to them. But you got to give people the benefit of the doubt at the beginning, even everyone.
Yeah, and like I was.
But soon, I guess he gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. But I guess he just found out Fred's just a horrible person, I suppose. I guess that's what happened.
Quickly, as soon as I saw Fred the very first time and he waved, like Forrest Gump, like that's how he's just like Forrest Gump, and I was like, oh, he is not, scary at all. Like he was so like welcoming and like as soon as he saw me, he was way more friendly than anybody else out there. But I am talking to somebody who, so this person, she retired from Hawkins County actually, and used to work in used to work in that in visitation. What did they say? Can you say it one more time? Like what they told you? It was something just about him being on rec and
that he was
Let's fast forward it here.
You know what I mean? So you have your life together. You could tell your life's together in that you seem like a respectable guy.
Oh,
and so
boy,
I think this would be good. I'm really bummed about what happened.
Yeah, I was so. Listen to this. How disappointing. This guy. I'm sitting here like thinking he seemed like a respectable guy. Boy, had he fooled me. God, I can't believe I was so freaking stupid. This guy the whole time was trying to bamboozle me the whole fucking time, dude.
I was so excited for it. Like I could hardly. Actually, I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited about that phone call. Also, I was super excited about you guys talking today, but and that's kind of why I was asleep when you messaged at first, or he messaged and told me that it didn't go through, but I wasn't at all like really shocked.
I'd love to hear what he was saying on the phone, like
because it's happened many times before. Kathy, did you say how many times like you went there and got turned away? And also the person, Jessica, that's who. If he is in a cell that has 2 tiers, they probably aren't letting him out of with the other inmates. They won't let him out with other inmates, or if they're keeping him safe. Oh, so okay, I see what they mean. Okay, so in the block, there's 2 tiers. There's a bottom level and the top level, and I guess those are the tiers. And they let them out at different times.
Yeah, they
Like
couldn't be out
the
at the
bottom
same
level.
time. So
I remember.
so if like one of them, I don't know, it was weird, but it's just a,
Fred tell me
we
something
don't
like
care
this.
about that. Let's fast forward.
Like you would think.
Not
Be a
anymore.
journalist or a police officer, detective. And I'm like, yeah, but I was talking to my dad was always pushing me, you got to get going to something that makes a lot of money. And, you know, then you could do whatever on the side. And so I took my dad's advice and it's,
Yeah, anybody schedule, like down there, if you schedule a phone call or got a phone call, or it had to be on your rec time, and top tier and bottom tier got out at different times.
Can you get me one of these?
Yeah, I'll get you.
Um,
And
instead of going into journalism,
it was scheduled on the top tier rec time, and you was on the bottom tier, you missed it.
yeah.
They didn't let you out and go.
So this was actually a legitimate thing, kind of, but I don't know why they let him schedule a visit. You know what I mean? They should.
Yeah,
they need to be
should
more
say-
organized there at the jail. Like,
Well, sometimes though, they would let the bottom tier out at a certain time, and then the top tier out at a certain time, and then maybe they got mad at the bottom tier and wouldn't let them out the next day at the time they supposed to, and they'd let the top tier down. It just depended on what kind of mood they was in, what tier they let down. Sometimes they wouldn't even let one tier out for several days.
yeah. So it is.
whatever, I went into engineering, electrical engineering. And so my whole life has been sort of this dual path of, I went to college for engineering, got a pretty good engineering job in Connecticut. But at the same time, I started kind of getting into just researching stories. And it was kind of a side hustle, like a lot of people who start a YouTube channel, they do the same thing I did back then. And in 2006, I ended up hitting on this really weird, I got into paranormal, UFO, government.
So he's a UFO, paranormal, government expert too. So we got more expertise here. He's talking about his background. I'm glad we have this here because
that's just like the pod that Don was in. The only thing he was allowed to do is make a phone call. He wasn't allowed no visits. Because he was in a pod. That's where they held most of the sex offenders and all that.
Oh, wow.
They just like, I don't know, 12 pod or 12 cells or something in there. And you just had one in each cell.
Yeah. Huh. Wonder why he got put by himself. Probably because he's the father of Summer Wells or something.
All this time was in a pod.
He did? He had to spend this whole time in there?
And see, they ain't even got a kiosk or nothing inside the pod there. They have to take them out in handcuffs and shackles into the hallway and let them put their order in for commissary.
That's crazy.
In front of the guard booth.
So those are like the more like ones they have to keep an eye on?
Yeah, they got cameras in each cell in them.
Oh my God. And that's what Don Wells was held in for some odd reason. They looked at him as like, they really kept an eye on him. Like they seriously must have really been watching him when he was in jail.
What the deal was with him, reason they had him in there, but that's where they held all of the people that had sex crimes and stuff on them.
Hey, Toodles. Excuse me. Rude. Okay.
Government projects are like just recently released declassified government projects that kind of
out of the pod. I mean, they would let them out an hour the day to take a shower and use the phone,
right,
and check the kiosk for. There's all the time they was allowed out.
revealing things
so
governments
it's riveting right here.
Stargate and all that kind of weird stuff. And we ended up blowing open this case. Me and a group of people, we ended up blowing open this case of this guy who had.
Yeah.
The other pods had 4 cells that they would, if somebody
been spreading this ridiculous
pod or whatever, they put them in them and lock them down 23 and 1 for so many days or whatever, you know, for like 3 or 4 days, you know. And then if you done something else, they lock you down for a week. Like me, when they catch me with a chirp, The first time it was locked down for like 3 days. Next time it was 7 days. Then next time it was 14 days. That's what they kept me locked down mostly for, is because of fighting and then the Turks.
Ridiculous claim that the government had a project where they sent.
When did you fight?
Well, got in that fight with that boy, B108. Has him being nasty and stuff, always disrespectful. That's when I broke my hand up.
Oh God! Oh, that's right.
When he was wiping his butt on that
Ew!
and stuff around the cell.
Ew! God no!
Well, it's the truth.
Oh God!
You see, just like him, he kept saying that he knows somewhere was on the strip mine in Kentucky and stuff. Her body was. That boy, he kept saying that.
God. These people.
Yeah, he was really, instead of asking for a roll of toilet paper or whatever, using washcloths and stuff and ripping his clothes up and stuff, and then he wouldn't get rid of it, flush it or nothing. He just throwing it on the floor and stuff.
Gross! Okay, let's not talk about that. It's so disgusting. That's disgusting. Yeah. So
crew of
Ryan's telling us about
astronauts to an alien planet. Like it was
your house when you're there, you know.
Well, I mean, no, it's gross.
Your house.
All right, let's listen to this.
So dumb.
Yeah, I read about that one.
Oh my God.
Let's
So we tracked it down and we ended up tracking the IP address of this guy's email to what was it, New Mexico somewhere, and he happened to be a police officer, and so we just exposed it all. I think we might have gotten him in trouble, which I kind of feel bad about. He didn't get fired or anything, but it was at the time it was this, I don't know, have you ever heard of Above Top Secret? It was a huge conspiracy. Well, it was a huge forum on a lot of topics back in the day. This was like 2006.
Above,
and it's kind of like the YouTube of,
yeah.
I guess I'm revealing my age here, but when that came out, all of a sudden, so I was at work one day, and all of a sudden I got a phone call, and it was this guy, and he said, "Should I give his name?" You can Google him. Yeah, I'll give his name. So he called me. He said, "Hey, Ryan, this is Ron Pandolfi," and I'm like, "What? Are you okay?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm with the CIA." Now imagine getting that phone call at work. I'm like, get out of here. What do you really? I thought it was one of the scammers. I thought it was one of the scammers, like trying to get to me. And so I almost hung up on him. And he goes, no, hey, I liked your story on this guy down in New Mexico. He's been a thorn in my side for a long time, pain in the ass, blah blah.
Sorry, my fucking computer is like.
And so I started talking to him, and he was very professional, acting legit.
What
I didn't believe him. I still didn't think he was a CIA scientist.
Because...
And then,
yeah,
I guess I'm revealing my age here, but when that came out,
what's this guy's name?
All of a sudden, so I was at work one day, and all of a sudden I got a phone call, and it was this guy, and he said, "Should I give his name?" You can Google him. Yeah, I'll give his name. So he called me. He said, "Hey, Ryan, this is Ron Pandolfi," and I'm
Ron Pandolfi. Ron Pandolfi is CTO, leads of the organization implementing anti-poaching project. Is this the same guy? Dr. Pandolfi engineered the multi-copter drone kits for educational instructional use. Is this the same guy he's talking about? Oh, wait. CIA puppet master accused of running both sides of the UFO psyop. A deep dive into Dr. Ronald Pandolfi's mysterious role in shaping UFO secrecy and influencing intelligence programs. In the shadowed corridors of Washington, one scientist may be pulling strings on both sides of the UFO debate. Dr. Ronald Pandolfi, described by colleagues as a genius and an enigmatic, I don't know how to say that word, figure within the CIA, is alleged to have shaped the UFO secrecy landscape for decades. Sources tracing his career reveal a man who both curtails public disclosure and embeds himself within the disclosure movement, all while maintaining unprecedented access to intelligence circles. To insiders, Pandolfi is less a mere bureaucrat and more a puppeteer orchestrating a delicate, secretive game. Oh, look. And isn't that kind of like what Ryan's doing, as being a puppeteer in a game? Sounds familiar. Pandolfi's journey began with a PhD in physical sciences from UCLA, swiftly propelling him into the CIA. Early on, he joined Dr. Christopher Kit Green's so-called Weird Desk, a hub for paranormal and unexplained phenomena, inheriting thousands of UFO files. By the mid-1990s, Pandolfi was briefing presidents and senators, yet insider notes he rarely shaped the full picture with elected officials. He rarely shared the full picture with elected officials. According to those familiar with his work, Pandolfi's focus has always been controlling access to sensitive UFO data, often by diverting information to trusted allies or quietly sidelining those deemed too curious or independent. Sounds funny, because that's kind of like Ryan. He seems kind of like a puppeteer, in my opinion. His role was both intelligence-driven and defensive, ensuring the secrets stayed hidden from potential adversaries and the public alike. So while controlling secrecy, Pandolfi has infiltrated the disclosure movement through connections with UFOologists, defense scientists, and private initiatives. He reportedly monitored and subtly directed projects such as Bob Bigelow's National Institute for Discovery Science and the ORSAT program. Valley's journals indicate that Pandolfi even leaked select information to insiders, shaping perception while maintaining ultimate control. Experts suggest this dual role allowed him to anticipate disclosure attempts, redirect attention, and keep powerful programmees within the black sphere, all while giving the illusion of openness. In other words, Pandolfi could influence both the secrecy and the revelation of the UFO phenomena, effectively controlling the narrative. Oh, really? Effectively controlling the narrative. That sounds so familiar. Seriously, doesn't it, guys? I can drop names and make up a story too. Doesn't mean I ever had any actual contact. Yeah, well, this guy sounds like
I'm like,
I don't know.
Are you okay? He goes, yeah, I'm with the CIA. Now imagine getting that phone call at work. I'm like, get out of here. What do you really? I thought it was one of the scammers. I thought it was one of the scammers, like trying to get to me. And so I almost hung up on him. And he goes, no, hey, I liked your story on this guy down in New Mexico. He's been a thorn in my side for a long time, pain in the ass, blah, blah. And so I started talking to him, and he was very professional, acting legit. I didn't believe him. I still didn't think he was a CIA scientist. And then we talked for a long time, for like months. And at one point, he wanted me to go down to DC to do a presentation. They do this lunch and learn where they bring in civilians to talk on something. And I was going to do, this was back before cybersecurity was a big thing. So I was going to do a talk on the potential for cyber information digging and all this kind of stuff. And he said, okay, that sounds good. You can come down whenever. Let's set a date. And before I went down, I wanted to test him to see if he's real. So I wrote up a form letters to the CIA saying, hey, I'm coming in for lunch and learn. On this date, I just want to make sure, do you need clearance? Do you need any information from me, ID, passport, whatever, to clear me to come into the CIA? And I looked up the CIA website, found their official fax number, and I put the paper in the fax. I faxed it over directly to the CIA, and I put his name on it. I said, Ron Pandolfi's having me come in to do this. And I went back to my desk, and within about 15 minutes, I got a call from Ron again, and he's like, Ryan, don't ever do that again.
Oh no.
Which confirmed to me that obviously he works there, because he got word of an actual official fax going to the CIA. So I don't know why he didn't want me to let them know. Maybe it was like, I don't know, something that he was kind of doing undercover, secretly, and I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, that's story I tell a lot of people. My boss thinks I'm just this, like, I have this second life doing all this crazy stuff.
Your boss thinks you have this second life doing this crazy stuff. Yeah, you're over here on YouTube being a bully every fucking night while pretending like you're a good guy and pretending like you're this Christian, and you put up Bible quotes, and it's really hilarious, like, considering what we know, Anyways, but every night you're in hate groups nightly, and you get groups together and you orchestrate shit and put up these crazy posts, and then you send me cease and desist because I defend myself. It's really crazy, dude. It's really
wow. Somebody asked, have you ever heard of the story of the UFO that hit the train? And
oh my god,
researched anything where that wasn't the case. It's so funny. If I was the person behind something, I would shut the hell up. I wouldn't say any. I would just be like quiet off. I wouldn't even go on the internet. And for some reason, like, it happens every single time. I don't get it.
There you guys go, from an expert who, I mean, you're an expert in it, since this is something you.
Oh my god, I can't believe I called him an expert. Wow, I'm embarrassed. Seriously, oh my god. How was I so fooled, dude? Oh my god. This guy bamboozled me so hardcore. Wow.
And for some reason, like, it happens every single time. I don't get it.
There you guys go, from an expert who, I mean, you're an expert in it, since this is something you've been doing independently, like on your own, right?
It's like a second job for me.
Yeah, you don't even, so it's like you're your own boss, right? You're just going out and checking out whatever you want to check out. And what about, I saw somebody sent me something, I think some articles of yours or something. Do you still write, like, is it just on your website, or?
So I had a website of my own for a long time it's got to have 1,000 or more articles on it. And in recent years, image creators have started doing this thing where they will now, if you've taken one of those stock photos that's supposed to be free, they'll go out and they'll hire this company to go and to see if you've used their photo, and they'll actually come after you. I had one company come after me and say, hey, we've got this random photo on your website, and we want $200 or we're going to take you to court. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, look, I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I researched them to make sure they were legit, and they actually are. They will hire a law firm and they'll bug you forever. And so I paid the $200 and I just shut it down because, like I said, I quit doing that stuff. I didn't care. So I didn't take it down. I took it offline for till I can go through and sort of maybe automatically add credits to the photos, but it's just not enough. It's not worth it to have to deal with that.
Oh, so they want to make sure that you credit every photo.
He had how much you want to bet when you called him an expert, he got all tingly. I can't believe I called him an expert, dude. I should have rewinded to see what I was actually supposedly what he's an expert of, but I mean, we've seen a gazillion things he's an expert in already.
Photo. Is that what they were making sure?
Every single photo, and I had like 10, 15 years worth of articles and not enough time. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a nightmare. Wow. It says amazing. It will take you to court for thousands of dollars for $200.
I mean, the old me, honestly, Justin, the old me would have been like, go ahead. I really don't care. And I guess the new me would too. But back when I was quitting all this stuff, I like I said, it wasn't worth the hassle. Like I said, I didn't want to fight with anyone. I didn't want to fight anymore. So I'm just like, whatever, go away. I'll give you $200. I don't care. But
well, you sure like fighting now. It's like your favorite thing. You're one of those people that like to go on the internet and that just you don't care whatever it is, whatever you'll do, whatever it takes to get the views. Expert everything, master of nothing. What do I bring up over here? Let's see. Let's fast forward a little bit and to see.
Like,
yeah. I'll let you in on a secret. So that scene you saw at the lake where she was just like sitting down and she's like, I just don't feel anything yet. I don't know. She's contemplating. And I edited out. I kept going, well, Jen, like ask if it's maybe you think this body of water is the water that you saw in the vision. And I'm like trying to tell her what to do. And at one point she goes, Ryan, shut up. I'm like, okay, edit. We're gonna cut that scene out.
Oh my gosh. Spirit Seeker was wanting me to pull up some type of location that she wanted you to see. It says, I'd love for she and Ryan to look at my post. I tagged Ryan and it's a vision I had. I'm a psychic medium of a
I see.
Medium.
He's all about the psychics and stuff, but
information. Like, and I'm one of the biggest things. I know people are going to be like, "Oh, this is the psychic couple." No, like as you know, Ziggy, I'm working with you on real evidence that we're digging into, real people and locations, and like, why is this location important? And then, as you know, we hit on something real, and we wouldn't have been able to research that if we hadn't been driven to go to that location and actually search that area. So it's like it's a compass to get to some location that might be important, and then we can research it and maybe discover some actual evidence that can prove something.
Yeah. Somebody was asking me, what's your, now we're just trying to get your reaction to your genuine reaction to this. So it's going to be out there kind of question. What do you feel about the likelihood that an animal got her?
Like I mean, that's a possibility.
Do you think?
Oh my God, you would think
it was a mauling or something? Or
I mean, there would be blood. There would be potential.
Of course, you would say something like that. Seriously.
I mean, I would stay up all night looking into.
Oh yeah, it's addictive. It's addictive, and you learn the hard way. Like again, as you get older, and if you start at a young age and you go through this, going down rabbit holes, especially if you're working with other people. I mean, when I first started, I was just like that. I worked with a team, and we go down rabbit holes, and we ended up. You go to war, like you feel like you're going to war with them. In this case, it would be all of a sudden there's other.
See, that's what he feels like he's going. That's what he thinks he's doing is at a war with me. That's how Ryan thinks. I'm telling you. I told you guys this. He's telling you guys himself right here. I told you guys this last night that this guy thinks he's like competing with me, and that's not happening. Like. We're not in a competition. We're supposed to be working together. But he's so bad, just is, his ego is so big, he will never fucking admit he's been wrong on Fred. Even though, like, in this, he was, like, praising him. He just said he would do whatever it takes to get the views. Sure words were never spoken. Yes. Whatever he feels like everything we do or that he does is like a competition against against me and everything. And, honestly, I just wanted to be left alone and went off YouTube and truly wanted to stay off YouTube. But why am I going to just sit back and let them every single night talk about me and be so hateful in these chats, like this huge group, and they can never do it by themselves ever. And me just like, even though I'm off YouTube, like, why would if it's not going to change, then I'm going to come back on YouTube and defend myself at times, If it's going to be them hating on me every night, no matter if I'm off YouTube or on it, I'm going to be on here then. And I don't need like anybody to back me, really at all. When you have the truth on your side, you don't need a fucking whole group, that's what he does. He thinks like if he gets a huge group together that he could spread this like false narrative. Look at him even openly on posts giving commands for people not to say my name.
And you're like going to war with them, the people on the other side, and it ends up ruining your rational mind. Like it stops you from being able to just sit down, only focus on your research and where you're.
It does. You have like completely. You're talking about yourself right there. He literally is projecting onto others what he does. Do you guys see this? He literally just told everybody what he does himself. That is crazy. Oh my God, I'm replaying.
You go to war, like you feel like you're going to war with them. In this case, it would be all of a sudden there's other channels. I was just like that. I worked with a team and we go down rabbit holes and we ended up, you go to war, like you feel like you're going to war with them. In this case, it would be all of a sudden there's other channels and you're like going to war with them, the people on the other side. And it ends up ruining your rational mind. Like it stops you from being able to just sit down, only focus on your research and where your path is taking you. It gets so bad if you're working with a group and they are also inexperienced at all. You'll end up infighting with each other. And so you all get distracted and you can spend so much of your energy and time, again, staying up all night, having comment battles and just.
Oh, really, Ryan? He's just talking about what he does every night to me and Fred. He's literally describing himself and what he does like every night, dude. Seriously. He's describing himself and what he's done. And like, this has obviously been, I knew it. I knew that I couldn't be Ryan's first victim. Me and Fred couldn't be Ryan's first victims. Like, seriously. I knew he had to have done this somewhere else in a different other community. He's literally talking about how he's been up sleepless nights, them against us, and how he's like fighting a battle and going to war against the other side. That's what he feels like he's doing with me and Fred. And it's really insane. Like, I called it before I even just heard it out of his own mouth. He's projecting what he does, like, onto others. He's literally talking about himself.
That's why when I decided to get back into it, I'm like, I'm not gonna, if there are negative comments, I'm just gonna say, thank you for your feedback. Like, I really don't care. I really
don't. What? I just got.
Yeah, sure. Oh, sure. You're just so, I mean, an expert at everything and just the best guy ever. Make all the, yeah, right. You are the biggest hypocrite. I know, right? Redacted static. I hope so much. Like, honestly, I'm just praying that when this sheriff gets into office, like, he's really going to want to take this investigation on, like, full steam ahead and full force, and this nightmare will be over and the truth will come out, and then I can stop hearing, people try to speculate on every fucking thing, about our lives when it comes to Summer Wells and, what Fred's telling the truth on and not, because it will just be out there. And we'll find out, hopefully, the main thing, like Andy, what he said about, there's just a few things that Fred has said that he knows for a fact, There's not much that he's trying to argue or try to say besides a couple certain things. There's a lot of, things that's been turned in that you don't know if it's important or not. But one thing, there's certain things that we feel is a big deal because, like with Andy on the road, and the reason why we feel like it's a big deal is because he's denying it so hardcore. It's not the fact he was on the road at all. There were several people on the road. It's the fact that he's saying he wasn't. And these people like Ryan try to say Fred's lying about that. This whole crew right here, so bad. And you know what? That is a fact, okay? And you guys are someday going to look so stupid. Like, it happened. That's not something that any of you guys people could erase or gaslight away. The truth is the truth. And someday that shit's going to come out. Let's say even if we don't get justice for Summer Wells completely, at the very least, I do believe someday we will absolutely get proof about the Andy thing. Someday that's going to come out one way or another as absolute proof. And also about Fred recording. I mean, it's crazy. Why would anybody want this kind of attention? I guess Ryan finds truth. He would. He would love. I mean, come on. He just, like, they think that Fred wants this type of attention. I don't know. Ryan thinks he knows the truth, redacted static. So I guess maybe he was there. Is he saying he was there himself? Is that how he knows what's true and what's not true? Because he says he's debunked, Fred at certain things. It's like that his channel's debunked Fred. I'd like to know what, like, and if you debunk something, that means you know the truth, right? You can't debunk something without the truth. No, they call debunking comparing what Fred says to somebody like Andy Bernard. That's their idea of debunking.
I got a text that's really funny because it's something that you've mentioned and think that meant something too, and it's bugged you. But that snake that you saw and that your wife found, somebody just texted me and said, I think that snake his wife saw in the box is a sign. I don't know what the sign is, but it's a sign. Kind of like, that's what somebody texted me and said. But I know that you feel like that was weird. She sensed that, and that was there. That was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, God.
It was really weird. The weird part for me was how it was found. It was, I think I told you this before, the box lid, she noticed it was shut, like someone had shut the box. And we couldn't figure out how the snake can get inside a box and then shut the lid and clasp it. it was
Yeah.
just so
Somebody
like I don't know
probably
how
put
that
that
happened,
box
but
over the
that was
snake,
definitely
honestly.
Wow. You know,
peculiar.
snakes
They
can
probably had
go
been
a
under there
long
for a
time
while.
without eating, so it makes maybe somebody, yeah, who knows how long it was sitting there.
Yeah,
in
but
that box.
a lot of people have definitely said that it's sort of like, yeah, it's a sign of something, whatever snakes stand for.
Just like that horse that was on that the conference that TBI did.
So there was another time I was on his panel too. Let me see here if I can find anything interesting in this. Let's see. I was looking at the end one of his streams. He's talking about like freaking EVPs and stuff like that. Tim and Ryan know one another and for how long? Yeah, I don't know. But let's see. Any last things? I'm going to go here soon in a second. I've had enough of this guy. He just tries to put his nose in freaking everything. And he's absolutely trying up to something. I'm just covering my key points of this live. Basically, my points are that this guy sticks his nose in fucking everything. He throws whatever at the wall and sees what sticks. I feel like all these people that are surrounding him, like Nana for Life, Yennefer, and Karen especially, are knew him before he got to YouTube. And also Jenny, I have a feeling this is the guy that they met this guy through this documentary thing that they were all planning, that fell through. That Don Wells said fell through, and that's why really that they let's see here, which that's what Don Wells said really happened between them and Anna for Life. Is that she was trying to get a documentary going. Spray my eyeballs rolling them. Yeah. 12:39 is the old lady's bedtime. I have other things to do than talk about. I don't know how he does it. These people do this every fucking night of their life. Seriously. It seems like all I've done. How do they get anything else done in their lives? And then they have to prepare, and like Ryan's like interviewing these people. He spends so much energy on figuring out how he's going to fuck me and Fred over. This whole group is like working together to try to take us down when we don't even want to fucking be here to begin with. But these people so bad. Like if they think I'm gonna just sit back and let them like bully us and defame us all like every night on different streams, from this one to that one to this one, like every night for hours on end, and me just stay off YouTube. That's ridiculous. Well, they want to act like, oh, I predicted she'd be back. Well, yeah, of course, because you're fucking talking shit about me every fucking night, even though I'm not even on here. I mean, you're kind of not holding up your end of the bargain. I'm not your guys' punching bag or somebody you could just like walk all over. I'll do this. I mean, I don't know how. I don't want to do this fucking every night, but I guess I could. I don't know, guys. So I don't have anything else to say. I guess I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers, and didn't even say that really. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Remember to call your mother, and let her know you love her. Remember what's important, not this like hate every night, guys. I just like, if I wouldn't like, I don't know. I get a little bit like every once in a while, like I feel like oh, I'm gonna give them give them a little bit what they have been doing to me, but I can't imagine doing this freaking every night at this point in my life. All right, guys. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Everybody have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.